Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the incredible world of the Buffalo nickel, one of the most iconic and valuable coins in American history. This legendary 5-cent piece, also known as the Indian head nickel, carries stories of pride, heritage, and hidden fortune. From the powerful Native American portrait to the majestic buffalo design, every detail of this coin holds a piece of America's past. And for some collectors, it holds the key to unimaginable wealth. In this video, we'll explore the most valuable and rare buffalo nickels ever discovered, their unbelievable auction prices, and how you can spot a fortune right in your pocket change. Whether it's a rare 1913 Type 2, the mysterious 1936 double die, or mint error that could make you a millionaire overnight, this is one video you don't want to miss. So sit back, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, because we're about to uncover the hidden power of the Buffalo nickel coin, a true treasure of American history that might just change your fortune forever. The 1923 Buffalo nickel stands as one of the most breathtaking and emotionally charged coins ever minted in American history. It is not just a coin. It's a symbol of raw power, culture, and the enduring spirit of a nation finding its identity. Minted during a time of both struggle and pride, this 5-cent piece carries an energy that feels almost alive, as if the past itself is whispering through its metal. The 1923 Buffalo nickel isn't just currency. It's a monument in miniature, a treasure that holds the potential to transform an ordinary person's life into a story of sudden fortune and unimaginable wealth. When you look closely at the 1923 Buffalo nickel, you can almost feel the artistry radiating from it. The proud Native American portrait carved on the obverse represents bravery, wisdom, and honor, qualities that form the foundation of America's spirit. The mighty buffalo on the reverse, strong and unyielding, stands as a guardian of freedom and perseverance. Together, they create a timeless image of strength and unity. Each curve of the engraving, each worn line on its surface, carries a heartbeat of the early 20th century, a time when every coin meant more than just money. It was a symbol of hope and resilience. What makes the 1923 Buffalo nickel so legendary is not just its age, but its rarity. Over the years, countless pieces have vanished, melted, or been worn beyond recognition through daily use. The few that remain in perfect condition are now worth small fortunes, and those with rare minting errors, such as double strikes, faded dates, or misaligned impressions, have achieved values in the millions. When one of these rare specimens appears in auction, collectors battle like warriors, each knowing they're fighting for a fragment of American legacy that may never surface again. This coin is not only beautiful, it is mystical. There is something magical about how such a small, ordinary-looking piece of metal can carry such an extraordinary destiny. For some, the 1923 Buffalo nickel has been a life-changing discovery, found in old drawers, dusty boxes, or forgotten jars of change. Imagine the shock of realizing that a small coin, perhaps once worth just 5 cents, could now be worth more than a mansion or an entire business. That is the spell this coin casts, a spell of fortune, history, and destiny all at once. The 1923 Buffalo nickel was born in an era when America was rebuilding its identity, after wars, after hardship, after dreams tested by time. Its design reflects that strength and struggle. The Native American represents the land's heritage and dignity. The buffalo embodies endurance and survival. Each time the coin changed hands, it carried that message forward, that true value comes not from gold or silver, but from the courage to keep standing tall through all storms. That is why collectors and historians revere it not just for its worth, but for its meaning. As time goes on, the 1923 Buffalo nickel only becomes more desirable. Its shine may fade, its edges may soften, but its value, both emotional and financial, keeps rising. Each year, fewer perfect examples remain, making the surviving ones priceless jewels in the world of numismatics. When you hold this coin in your palm, you don't just hold history, you hold potential, a doorway to both wealth and wonder. It's an artifact of pride that transcends its humble origin. The coin story is also a reflection of life's unexpected fortunes. Many people dream of wealth coming suddenly, and for some, the 1923 Buffalo nickel has turned that dream into reality. Its worth in today's market can reach into the millions, depending on its condition and rarity. That's why it's said, never underestimate the power of what lies in your pocket or collection. This coin has the strength to turn a forgotten moment into an everlasting legacy, to shift a life from ordinary to extraordinary in the blink of an eye. So if fate ever grants you the sight of a 1923 Buffalo nickel, treat it with reverence. Don't rush to trade away for a quick price, because you might be holding the very key to unimaginable fortune. It's more than metal. It's a miracle of craftsmanship, culture, and luck combined. The 1923 Buffalo nickel is not merely valuable. It's a symbol of destiny itself. A coin that carries a magic to change your fortune overnight, and the spirit to remind you that greatness can hide in the smallest, simplest things. The Buffalo nickel is not just a coin. It's a masterpiece of history molded in metal, a symbol of strength, heritage, and untold fortune. This 5-cent treasure from the early 20th century carries a legacy so powerful that it still captures hearts and imaginations a century later. When you hold a 1924 Buffalo nickel in your hand, you're holding more than just an antique. You're touching a piece of American spirit, a coin that has witnessed time, struggle, and triumph. And in today's market, this coin has reached an unimaginable worth, a value that could make its possessor a billionaire overnight if the right version is discovered. The design of the 1924 Buffalo nickel alone speaks volumes about its timeless allure. On one side, the proud profile of a Native American chief, strong, fearless, and noble, gazes forward as a reminder of the land's original guardians. On the reverse, the mighty buffalo stands firm upon the plains, its posture a symbol of resilience and determination. Together, they form a story of strength and unity, embodying the soul of a nation that refused to be broken. This coin wasn't just minted for circulation. It was created to carry meaning, emotion, and power through generations. What gives the 1924 Buffalo nickel its mystical charm is its rarity and beauty combined. Many of these coins have vanished with time, worn down by circulation, or lost in the shuffle of history. But those rare few that remain in mint condition, untouched and perfectly preserved, have become treasures worth millions. Even more captivating are the coins that contain slight minting errors, faint double dates, missing features, or uneven strikes. Small imperfections that turn them into priceless marvels in the eyes of collectors. When one of these rare gems surfaces, it sparks excitement across the coin collecting world, often selling for unimaginable sums. Beyond its tangible worth, the 1924 Buffalo nickel holds an emotional and cultural power that makes it unforgettable. Minted during an era when America was rebuilding its spirit after economic and social challenges, this coin became a quiet symbol of endurance. It circulated through the hands of dreamers, workers, and families who were shaping the nation's future. Every mark and shine on its surface tells a story of struggle, hope, and perseverance. And now, decades later, that same coin has transformed from a symbol of endurance into a symbol of abundance, capable of rewriting someone's destiny in a single discovery. Imagine finding this coin unexpectedly, tucked away in an old jar, hidden in a box of family memories, or lying unnoticed in a forgotten drawer. That single moment could turn into a miracle, because the 1924 Buffalo nickel isn't just rare, it's magical. It carries the power to change an ordinary life into one of overnight success. Collectors and investors worldwide continue to chase it, not just for its beauty, but for the dream it represents. The dream that history itself can hold the key to fortune. One coin, one discovery, one lucky chance, and the world changes forever. The allure of the 1924 Buffalo nickel isn't only in its financial value, but in the pride it brings. It reminds us of a time when craftsmanship mattered, when every design carried meaning, and when coins weren't just currency but art. The artist behind it captured more than images. He captured emotion, honor, and the essence of a nation in transition. To own one of these coins today is to hold a piece of art, a masterpiece that has survived a century and still glows with the same brilliance it had the day it was minted. As years pass, the 1924 Buffalo nickel grows even more legendary. Its value rises, its story deepens, and its presence becomes more powerful with each new discovery. Collectors now see it as a golden gateway, a connection between past and present, between history and fortune. Every auction, Every private sale that features this coin feels like a historic event, where eyes widen and hearts race at the sight of its rugged beauty and astonishing worth. To possess one is not just to own wealth, but to own a fragment of history's heartbeat. So if destiny ever places a 1924 Buffalo nickel in your hands, treat it like the treasure it truly is. Don't rush to sell it for less than its value, because you may be holding a coin that can rewrite your fortune. Its worth goes beyond millions. It holds the power of legacy, the pride of craftsmanship, and the magic of destiny. The 1924 Buffalo nickel isn't just a coin from the past. It's a bridge to greatness, a symbol of luck, and perhaps the one hidden key that could transform your life into a story of overnight fortune and timeless glory. The 1927 Buffalo nickel is one of the most mesmerizing treasures ever created in American coinage history, a coin that embodies pride, artistry, and an energy so powerful that it still echoes through time. This 5-cent piece, though small in size, carries within it the strength of a nation and the promise of unimaginable fortune. Minted in a period when every coin had meaning and every design carried emotion, the 1927 Buffalo nickel has become more than currency. It is a living legend, a masterpiece that can turn dreams into reality and ordinary people into billionaires overnight if fate places the right one in their hands. At first glance, the 1927 Buffalo nickel stuns with its design, simple yet majestic, humble yet commanding. On the front, the noble Native American face stares forward with strength, wisdom, and pride, representing the spirit and courage of the land's first people. On the back, the powerful buffalo stands tall, unbroken, and unyielding, a timeless symbol of freedom and endurance. Together, they tell a story of heritage and resilience, the story of a nation built on struggle, determination, and triumph. This coin is not merely metal. It is art that breathes, a portrait of power frozen in time. The true magic of the 1927 Buffalo nickel lies in its rarity and the mystery that surrounds it. Over the decades, millions of these coins circulated through hands and generations, but only a few have survived in flawless, untouched condition. Those few, with sharp details and perfect surfaces, are worth fortunes beyond imagination today. Some even carry unique minting errors, double strikes, faint dates, or misaligned dies, small imperfections that transform them into priceless rarities. When one of these rare treasures surfaces at an auction, it creates an electric wave of excitement, often selling for millions of dollars to collectors who know its true worth. This coin is not just about wealth. It's about destiny. The 1927 Buffalo nickel was minted during a time when America was rebuilding its spirit after hardship. It circulated through pockets during the roaring 1920s, when hope was high and dreams were limitless. Every mark and detail on its surface tells the story of the people who used it, saved it, and passed it on. And now, almost a century later, it carries a different kind of story, one of hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. It has the power to change lives, to lift a person from ordinary existence into a legend of sudden wealth and fame. Imagine this, a small jar of forgotten coins sitting in an attic, untouched for generations. Among them, a 1927 Buffalo nickel gleams faintly under the dust, a coin that could be worth millions. Such stories are not fantasy. They happen. People have stumbled upon these coins without realizing the fortune they held in their hands. That's the spell of the 1927 Buffalo nickel. It hides its power behind a humble exterior, waiting for the right moment, the right pair of eyes, to reveal its golden secret. Beyond its monetary worth, this coin holds deep emotional and historical value. It represents the craftsmanship of an era when artists poured their souls into every curve, every design, every engraving. The 1927 Buffalo nickel is more than a collectible. It's a connection to the heart of American history, to the people who lived through it, and to the ideals that shaped it. Holding it feels like shaking hands with the past, with every dreamer, builder, and believer who once touched it and trusted its worth. As time marches on, the value of the 1927 Buffalo nickel only grows stronger. With every passing year, its rarity increases, and so does the desire of collectors to own one. It's not just a coin anymore. It's a statement, a treasure, a masterpiece of heritage and fortune. Every auction where it appears becomes an event of anticipation, where passion meets history and history meets destiny. The 1927 Buffalo nickel has evolved from a simple 5-cent piece into a symbol of greatness and a beacon for those who believe in hidden miracles. So, if you ever come across a 1927 Buffalo nickel, do not underestimate its quiet power. Don't trade it away for pennies when it could hold the wealth of a lifetime. This coin carries within it more than value. It holds magic, mystery, and meaning. It is a bridge between the past and the present, between dreams and reality. The 1927 Buffalo nickel is not just a rare coin. It's a miracle in metal, a masterpiece that can turn your fortune overnight and remind you that sometimes the smallest things in life hold the biggest rewards. The 1956 DeWheat penny, a tiny copper disc stamp with Lincoln steady profile and 2 sprigs of wheat. Looks like pocket change, but beneath its familiar face, it carries a whisper of something far greater. Imagine a coin that slipped through history, surviving decades of pockets, piggy banks, and kitchen drawers, then resurfaces like a buried secret. That's the fantasy collector's chase with pieces like the 1956 D. Ordinary at a glance, extraordinary to the person who recognizes its subtle signs of rarity. Whether it's the warm red glow of original copper, the crispness of the strike, or a strange, intriguing error on the die, these pennies can trigger a rush in collectors that feels almost like discovering treasure in your own home. What elevates a humble 1956 D into the realm of the priceless isn't magic so much as a handful of rare conditions and quirks. A coin that escaped circulation and kept its original luster, what experts call red uncirculated, will always command attention. Even more dramatic are minting anomalies. Double dies where part of the design appears echoed, off-center strikes that let a slice of blank metal show, or repunch mint marks that leave ghostly traces of another letter. When these unusual features pair with flawless surfaces, the result is a coin that stops auctions cold and prompts collectors to reach deep into their pockets. It's a marriage of rarity, condition, and story that fuels astronomical prices. Not the copper itself, but the unique identity the coin carries. Think about the drama packed into a single small coin. Minted in Denver in 1956 amid post-war growth, carried through lives and decades, then hidden away until one attentive person noticed it. That narrative, the coin's life story, is priceless to collectors. They don't just buy metal, they buy provenance, mystery, and a physical connection to the past. When in 1956, D shows unusual features and a mirror-like, untouched surface, it becomes a headline maker in the numismatic world. People gasp, catalogs update, and whispered valuations climb. The emotional pull is enormous. The idea that something with the face value of a penny can hide a fortune is intoxicating, and that thrill drives competitive bidding and soaring prices. But let's be clear and practical amid the excitement. Not every 1956 D is a golden ticket. Millions were struck, and most are common, worn, and worth only a few cents or dollars depending on condition. The tiny fraction that become legendary are those with exceptional qualities. Perfect fields, blazing red luster, or dramatic errors that are rare and authentic. If you ever find what you suspect might be a special 1956 D, protect it immediately. Avoid cleaning. Don't handle it with bare fingers, and don't trade away to the first buyer who offers a casual sum. A careless reaction can shred value overnight. Conversely, the right grader, the right auction, or the right collector can turn your find into a once-in-a-lifetime windfall. For anyone holding such a coin, the pathway to realizing true value is patience and process. Seek out a reputable numismatic grader or an experienced dealer with strong credentials. People who live and breathe coins and can spot authenticity and grade with recognized standards. Professional grading companies encapsulate coins and issue grades that the collecting community trusts. That grade often determines whether a coin sells for pocket change or commands jaw-dropping bids. If your coin carries a verified error or an ultra-high grade, it's the sort of thing that fuels headline sales and could, in exceptional documented cases, reach very high valuations. But those outcomes hinge on proof, provenance, and careful handling. The romantic part of owning a rare 1956 D is imagining what it could do for you. Change a life, fund a dream, or simply become a centerpiece of curated collection that brings joy and pride. Collectors often speak in reverent tones about the thrill of the find. That spine-tingling realization that what you've held for years was quietly extraordinary. Yet alongside romance must come realism. Market values fluctuate, tastes change, and the highest prices are achieved when the coin meets the exact wish list of the right buyer at the right moment. So treasure the story and hope for the best, but build your expectations on verification and the steady work of the collecting world. If you want to protect the coin's potential, store it properly. Acid-free holders, a cool, dry place, and minimal handling are the basics. Avoid improvised cleaning. Nothing kills value faster than harsh scrubbing or chemical exposure. When the time comes to sell, consider auctions that specialize in coins. They attract passionate bidders and often fetch premium prices for extraordinary pieces. Rare coins also move within specialist networks. Dealers, private collectors, and estates who understand nuance and can appreciate subtle, high-value varieties. A well-documented provenance and a clear chain of custody can add persuasive weight when the gavel falls. Above all, treat the 1956 D with the awe it deserves without letting wishful thinking override sound decisions. A single coin can indeed become legendary, transforming a forgotten penny into a centerpiece of wealth or a family heirloom that tells a story for generations. But that transformation is driven by verifiable rarity, expert grading, and the market's appetite for that particular story. If you stumble upon such a coin, protect it, verify it, and let the experts guide you. Because the difference between a tossed penny and a once-in-a-lifetime treasure often comes down to knowledge, patience, and a little bit of luck. The 1929 Buffalo nickel is more than just an antique coin. It is a living symbol of America's strength, artistry, and hidden fortune. Born in an era when every coin carried the weight of hope and struggle, this 5-cent masterpiece stands as a timeless reminder of a nation finding its way through change. With its rugged beauty and proud design, the 1929 Buffalo nickel shines as one of the most captivating treasures ever struck in American minting history. And today, for those lucky enough to possess one, it can hold unimaginable worth, the kind of fortune that could transform your life overnight. Every curve, every engraved line of the 1929 Buffalo nickel tells a story. On the obverse side, the noble face of a Native American chief stares forward with strength and dignity, representing courage and honor. On the reverse side, a powerful buffalo stands tall upon a rugged plain, symbolizing the wild spirit of America itself. Together, they capture the soul of a generation that lived through hardship, yet never lost its pride. This coin isn't just a piece of metal. It's a living memory molded into copper and nickel, echoing the heartbeat of a proud nation. The true magic of the 1929 Buffalo nickel lies in its rarity and the silent mystery it carries. Over the years, many of these coins have faded, worn away through the hands of countless people, making pristine examples incredibly rare. The few that remain in perfect condition, untouched by time, are worth a small fortune. Some varieties have minting errors, double dates, faded designs, or off-center strikes, and these unique imperfections send their value soaring into the millions. When such a coin surfaces, collectors around the world are willing to pay anything just to own a piece of that legend. What makes the 1929 Buffalo nickel so captivating is its balance of beauty and power. It reflects a time when craftsmanship mattered, when artists and engravers poured their soul into every detail. The design was not just made to circulate, but to inspire, to remind people that even in the hardest times, pride and perseverance endure. The shine of this coin under light is like a spark of history itself, glimmering with secrets from a bygone era. To own one is to hold the pulse of 1929, the year that marked both prosperity and the beginning of great challenges. There are countless stories of people discovering this coin among old collections or tucked away in forgotten boxes, unaware of its incredible value. Imagine finding such a treasure, a coin worth millions, sitting unnoticed in your home. That's the kind of miracle the 1929 Buffalo nickel carries, the power to turn ordinary people into overnight billionaires. It's a coin that rewards the patient, the curious, and the lucky. And when it appears, it doesn't just bring wealth. It brings wonder, excitement, and a piece of history into your hands. Beyond its price tag, the 1929 Buffalo nickel carries an emotional power that no other coin can match. It connects generations, from the hands that first spent it during the Great Depression to the collectors who now treasure it as art. It's more than a collector's item. It's a story of resilience and pride that continues to inspire people nearly a century later. Its value lies not only in its rarity, but in the spirit it represents. The strength to endure, to stand tall like the buffalo, even when times are tough. As the years pass, the 1929 Buffalo nickel becomes rarer, more desired, and more legendary. Collectors search far and wide, hoping to find one with sharp details and untouched luster. Every auction where one appears becomes a battlefield of passion and prestige. Owning this coin is not just a matter of wealth. It's a symbol of success, intelligence, and historical appreciation. It's proof that beauty and history can come together to create something eternal. So if destiny ever places a 1929 Buffalo nickel in your hands, don't take it lightly. That small piece of metal holds more than just monetary value. It holds history, pride, and possibly your ticket to a fortune beyond imagination. It's the kind of treasure that doesn't just change your wallet, it changes your story. The 1929 Buffalo nickel isn't just a coin, it's a legend for